I'm Naja Hall. I'm a master step family coach, the founder of Blended in Black, and the founder of VIP Stepmom. Today I want to talk about your expectations and why they keep getting you in trouble in your blended family. So a blended family is absolutely nothing like a traditional family. Traditional family has mom and dad in the house, then there's kids, and then they grow up, they go to college, they come back for Christmases and holidays, and they have grandkids, and they live happily ever after. Our families are not like that. Now, there can be a happily ever after, but most of us have such a difficult time getting there because our expectations are not aligned with our reality. Today I'm going to talk about how to align your expectations with your reality. When a traditional family splits up due to divorce or remarriage or separation or whatever the case may be, this means that the two adults are no longer together in a romantic relationship, but they have a child together. So they have to somehow figure out, how do we get this child in the middle to be a healthy, productive member of society? Most families hit a wall because they still try to run the entire situation as if they're living in the same house. You can't do that. That's where the problems come from. Number one, a traditional family is absolutely nothing like a blended family. And when you try to start forcing that tradition into what was once one into two, everyone suffers. You have a parent that more than likely will become the custodial parent, that means the child's going to live with them most of the time. Then you have the non-custodial parent who has maybe 30% of their income going into their old household. Now, the custodial parent is probably taking on 80% of the work. So this means an imbalance is already going to happen. The other parent has to move out, secure a new place to stay, pay child support, and still figure out a way to be active in their child's life. And so it's just like a whole cluster. Ideally, most families would enter into a 50-50 custody split. That means both parents get the kid equal amounts of time. Nobody really pays child support unless one household is making significantly more than the other, and everybody just goes on. That doesn't really happen because you know why? We get mad. When we separate, we get mad and we want to take them to court and stick them for everything they got. There's not been one case like that I've seen where a mother or a father wanted to stick it to the other parent where the child turned out okay. It just doesn't happen. It's very difficult to co-parent in the wake of you waging war against this other person, and you still have to raise a kid together. But most people are very emotional and they don't think about that. So how do you align your expectations with reality? First thing you got to do is just tell yourself, oh my God, my life has changed. My family has changed. What was once one is now two. My child does have two different households. The second thing you have to do, aside from being very honest with yourself about your situation, is be honest about your ex-partner or your co-parent situation. If they've moved on into another relationship, if they've left you hurt and you're still brokenhearted, if you got the short end of the stick, or if you're the one that moved on and you're very, very happy now, understand that their situation is absolutely nothing like yours. There's a completely different thing now. And as a matter of fact, as they grow and move further and further and further away from the relationship that you once had, this person essentially becomes a stranger to you. One thing that I hear a lot of people that used to be in relationships say, but now they're co-parents, is, oh, I know so-and-so. You don't really know this person anymore. They have a whole new set of influences, and that influence is not you. Lastly, letting go of the notion that you can control what happens in a household in which you do not live is going to benefit you so much. Now, you're going to try to control things. You're going to want to know what's happening with your child when they're with their other parent. Who are they around? What are they eating? Is the kid happy? None of this is really helping your kid unless you legitimately feel like they're in danger. But many of the times they're just enjoying their other parent, and the other parent is trying to get used to doing it solo just like you have. No matter how you feel about the other parent, if the court has deemed them fit to be a part of this child's life, then you have no control over what happens in their household. And trying to exact that control is only going to hurt you in the end. It's also going to make your child very, very unhappy. One thing that typically happens when kids have one super controlling parent is they don't know how to trust their own emotions. They become detached. They become really nervous. They're filled with anxiety. A lot of them suffer from depression, and all of this is needless. While your child is at their other parent's house, go find a hobby. Go out on a date, go to the gym, start your new business. There's tons of things that you can do so that you're not consumed with that level of control that you really have. And don't say it's concern, because it's not. You just really want to know what's going on. But that's not the healthiest thing for you to do. I would not be telling you this if I don't see it every single day with clients. And I'm gonna say this, ladies, it's mostly the mothers. You know, I have to tell women all the time, or they'll be like, Naja, I just want to know what's happening. It's my child. It's mine. Yes, there's a strong sense of ownership that comes with parenting, especially motherhood. However, if you really know, you know what type of co-parent, you know what type of parent your co-parent is and was. You watched them parent when they were with you. You might have done all the housework, all the cooking, all the cleaning, but now they're by themselves and they're the ones that have to do it for this child. So you're just gonna have to trust that they're not gonna let your child starve when they're with them. I'm talking to my ladies right now. If that's you and you do feel yourself kind of wanting to know what's happening and you find yourself including the child in it, that is unhealthy. Not only are you setting the precedent for them not to really trust their other parent's judgment, they're not going to trust yours either. If you're constantly prying and digging about what's happening at dad's house, where did you go? What did you eat? What did you watch? What time did you go to bed? Who was he with? That is undermining his authority. But it's also making the child know that you really don't have control at dad's house because you're coming to them with questions. And while your child is going to be overzealous to answer your questions because what you're doing is a form of manipulation and the child doesn't know that, they just want your approval, this does affect them in the long term. And while you can say I'm making it all about the kids, essentially that's who it is all about. Because the last thing I want to see is somebody ending up on my couch because they had a father that was absentee or inactive or did not know how to be a good parent, or a mother that was high conflict or down talk dad, or just completely alienated, and vice versa. They say kids are very resilient. Well, if that was the case, then why would we have all of the adults walking around that need help? Wrapping this up real quick, when your expectations are misaligned from your reality, it's always going to be a miss. You gotta make sure those things add up and match up. All right, that's my quick word for you. I hope everyone is doing well. Be sure to check me out at blendedandblack.com. And if you are a woman dating, engaged, or married to a man with children, please join my members only site, VIP Stepmom. I am Naja Hall, Master Step Family Coach, and I will see you next time.